So in the yesterday's session, we had discussed about cryptography. In this session, we will discuss about some applications, some tools which we can use for information gathering for the web
Okay.
server, for the web applications, and also we will see some more area. We will cover some area of that mobile platform hacking and that cloud computing and IoT. And at last, we
o-
will going to solve the Mr. Robot.
Okay.
First, here we have this footprinting the web server. So how we can gather information using GhostEye? GhostEye is another application, another tool. It is a Linux tool. So we have to install it inside Linux and it is available on GitHub. So we can
Mm-hmm.
create the URL. We can search for GhostEye GitHub.
Okay. Good.
And here, now what are the features of GhostEye? So it is a information gathering, footprinting, scanning, and recon tool. So it is made up of Python 3. And here, with the help of GhostEye, we can collect these information like DS lookup. We can perform host lookup, nmap port scanning. We can check out HTTP header and so on. So for
Mm.
installing, we can simply, so here we can, first we have to run this command, which is sudo apt install ethercap. So I
Okay.
will use this in here. So first we will going to run this particular command. So this will install etherap, nmap, DNS utils, and so on.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What we can do, we can install this command first. So we can try to install this git clone, and here we can clone this repository. Then we can move inside postgre and then we can install some requirements.txt.
Mm-hmm.
So we have this error. What we can do, we can simply click on this code and copy this repository, this URL. And here
Okay.
we can try git clone and this URL. Okay, now after cloning, we can move inside this course, right? And then here we can run. We have to install this requirements.txt. So we can simply get the requirements file So we have to install these Python libraries. So for that, we
Okay.
can simply
Mm.
copy this command, which is pip install requirements.txt.
Yeah.
Okay, and how to use it? So for using, we can check out here. We have to run this command, which is python3 ghosttry.py. So we can simply use python3 ghosttry.py. So we have this error. So we can install, apt install web tech.
Mm.
Hmm. Let me use my second machine. Okay.
Okay.
I think there's some problem with the network of this machine. Right. Yeah. So here we can install the Ghost Drive. So we can
Okay.
simply clone it again, and then we can move inside Ghost Drive. Okay, and here we can run Python 3 Ghost Drive from Python.
Mm.
Okay, so this is the interface of Ghost Drive. We can use like it is like a combination of multiple applications, multiple tools. We can perform
Yeah.
who's lookup, we can apply nmap port scan and so on. We are receiving this feature which is IP location finder. You can find someone's location using the IP address. So what we can
Mm.
do, we can start the who's lookup. So you can type here 3 for the who's lookup.
Mm.
Now it is asking for the IP address. So we can open this website, which is test PHP. And with the help of showdown, we can copy the IP address of this website.
Mm.
Okay, and here you can see we have the whole information of that particular website, like the who is lookup information, IP address, CIDR, net name, and who is the organization who's controlling this website, like where the website has been hosted, which is in the Amazon. It is like hosted on the Amazon Web Services, which is Amazon Web Server, like in the
Mm.
cloud. And then we have some other information. Okay, so with the help of the whois lookup, we can check out the information of that particular, like the origin of the website. So it is same as the whois lookup. Then we can perform the nmap port scan. We can check out the DNS lookup. So here we can type second, and we can apply the, let's say, address. So let's say the gentechnetworks.com. So it is searching for the DNS lookup.
Yeah.
So from here, from these given options, we can try any option. And here you can see this is the DNS information of the Genentech website. Okay, like the root server, the name server, and so on. Okay, so these are
Okay.
the servers, and then these are some root servers. So we can
Mm-hmm.
apply anything, and for 15 we can press exit. So Costa is like the combination of multiple applications, like multiple tools. Then we have
Okay.
this footprinter web server using IDServe. IDServe is mainly for checking the server of any website. So it is available for Windows. So we can simply
Mm-hmm.
install the application, which is IDServe.
Okay. It's, mhm.
Okay, so this is the interface, and here we can click on download now. Okay, so
Mm.
it is, we can just click on download. So it is of some KBs, and we can run it. Here we have this server query. So let's say we want information about Amazon or Zomato. So we can type here zomato.com. And here we can click on query the server. And here you can see the Zomato website. Okay, it is using server AWS ELB, like AWS ELB 2.0. So it is using this particular server. So the main purpose of ID serve, or we can say the only purpose of this ID serve, is to check what kind of server that particular website is using. For example, we
Mm-hmm.
can check for the Genentech networks.com and can click on query the server. So Genentech is using Lightspeed. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that is like the whole purpose of using this ID server, to check what kind of server that particular website or target is using.
Yeah.
Then we can also use Footprinter web server using Netcat or Telnet. So we can apply, like for example, we have this target here, which is Netcat, or we can use Telnet, any service.
Mm-hmm.
Netcat-VV for the verbose, and this is my target website. Now I want the header of HTTP header. So that is why I have mentioned port number 18. Okay, and here you can see we can also use Telnet in place of this Netcat. The purpose is same only, to collect the HTTP header information. Okay, then we have to copy this command here before entering. So first we can enter here. Then it is asking for what kind of request. So we can paste and we can double enter here. So here you
Yeah.
can see we have this HTTP information. So here the server is Cloudflare. So that particular service, which is microscope.com, this website is using Cloudflare as a service. In place of this website, we can also use any other website, let's say JNTech networks.com. And here we can copy the command. So you can see this is the source code of the JNTech, and JNTech is using Lightspeed, platform is Hostinger, and we have some other information. Okay, so the main purpose of this Netcat or Telnet, this lab is to get the what kind of server that particular target is using. Okay, so it can be asked in the examination that what kind of server. If you are sitting for the CH practical, then they will ask for this is a given server, and what kind of, sorry, this is a given target. So what kind of server that particular target is using it. So either you can use ID serve. If ID serve is not available in the lab, then you can use this command. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Then we can enumerate web server information using Nmap scripting engine. We can also use Nmap in scripting, like Nmap scripts, to collect information about website. So here we have
Okay.
this SV for the version scanning, and here we are using a script which is HTTP-enum. This is for collecting the HTTP information of the target website. So here
Yep.
we can use nmap -sv and then hyphen script and then target website. Let's say target website is, we can open the JTech website. And here we can copy the URL of JTech.
Mm-hmm.
Shodan is not working in this website because of some security. So you can mention the JTech networks like this. So this will take around few seconds. So we can wait.
Okay.
Same as
Yeah.
we have this HTTP enum. In this way, we have this HTTP trace. HTTP trace
Okay.
will help you again to collect the HTTP information. Then we have this
Mm.
HTTP WAF detection, which is like it is for checking if that particular website is using any firewall or not. Like in the website, we have a firewall which is pre-built in the website, that is WAF firewalls. So that
Yeah.
WAF firewalls are mainly used for protecting the website from SQL injection attack or any XSS attack and so on. That is like the main purpose of these WAF firewall. Even we can bypass the security of these firewall. So these are not the high level security. Okay. So we can also
Yep.
check if that particular website is using any kind of firewall or not with the help of this nmap script, which is HTTP -WAF -detect. Okay, so we can use any of the script here. Like we have many other scripts for collecting the HTTP information. So what we can do, we can copy this command as well, and we can run in new tab. And here we can mention the JNTech networks. We can check if the JNTech is using any firewall or not. So filter. So somehow that the JNTech website is blocking my IP address. So
Mm-hmm.
we can spoof the IP address, but if the JNTech is blocking, so we can use any other website. Let's say we can use this particular website. Port number like TCP is open, which is port number is open, but there's no firewall which is protecting the website. Okay, if
Okay.
there's a firewall which is protecting the website, then maybe that website will show you, the nmap script will show you that the website is protected by a firewall or the
Mm-hmm.
website, or if the port is open. But if you are applying this particular script, so the nmap will show that port is closed, which means there's a firewall which is protecting the website. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so here the port is open simply, which means there's no firewall which is protecting the website. But if the port is closed, like fully closed here, if there's a statement here that is closed, which means there's a website which is protecting the there's a firewall which is protecting the website.
Okay.
Then we can perform a web server attack with the help of Hydra. Okay, Hydra is mainly for finding the username or finding the, like it is same as applying the brute force attack. So we can
Mm-hmm.
like brute force the FTP credentials with the help of Hydra. So in that case, we will going to open the target machine, which is our Metasploit DB. So Hydra is pre-installed inside the Kali Linux. Okay, so first we can collect the IP address of the target machine, which is Metasploitable. So we can run the scan here. Sorry, I have to check the IP address first. I am in the different network. So yeah, 172.2010. So we have to run this. Okay, so here is the IP address of Metasploitable, which is 172.172.20.104. So we can simply run here npscan, which is nmap 172.2010.4. Now here you can see the port number FTP is open in the Metasploitable server. So now we will going to attack this FTP port with the help of Hydra. Like we will going to brute force the username and password of this particular FTP port so that we can gain access in the machine with the help of this FTP port. So how we can do it? We can simply create a word list for the username and for the password. So I will going to use a simple file. Let's say this file.txt. Here I will create a word list for the username. Let's see, we can mention some username here, like some common username. Okay, let's say these are my usernames. And here I can click on save. So file.txt contains my username. And then I can create a new file. And here I can create the passwords. So for now, let me copy this as a passwords. And here I can paste. So let's say the passwords are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Password, etc. So this is my second word list which contains pass.txt. And I will go to save on desktop and click on. So I have two word list for the username and for the password because we are applying the brute force attack, and for applying brute force we need the word list. You can take word list from the internet, but here I'm just creating my own word list. Brute force again, it is like a 50-50% attack. If the right password is in the word list, in the username or password word list, then we can able to crack it. Otherwise, we can. Okay. So here we can use Hydra -L, L for the username. Before that, we can move on desktop. So here we can use Hydra -L, L for the usernames list. In our case, it is file.txt. Then -P, capital P for the password list. In our case, it is password.txt. And then here we have to mention the IP address of the target machine, which is this much. And then what on which port you are attacking. So we are attacking on port number FTP. So either you can mention FTP or you can mention 21 port number or port name. And then click on enter.
Yes.
So this will able to find the right username and password of the FTP server. And here you can see the right username is MSFadmin and the password is also MSFadmin, which is we have successfully find the username and password. It is a very simple, Hydra is very simple to use. You have to just, we need a word list and we need the username word list and password word list. Same as we can apply the attack on any port, like on the SSH on other port numbers. Okay, let's say if you know the username. So in place of -L, if let's say you are applying only on the password word list, like password, like column. So here we can use -L. Let's say I know the username, which is admin, MSF admin, and I don't know the password. So that is why I'm using -P for the password list. So this will also work, and we can use port number FTP. So here I'm only attacking on password column, password field, because here I know the username. So you can also attack on both fields, or you can also attack on single field. Let's say if you know the password, not the username, then you can do the reverse. Here you can use simply -p for the password. Let's say the password is mcadmin. Like we can reverse the process. And let's say I don't know the username, so I can here use -L and for file.txt, like this one. So this will able to find the username. Okay, so you can see each time it is finding the same username and password, which is MSF admin. Now we can simply log in the website. So in that server with the help of FTP, which is 2010.4. It is asking for the username, let's say MSF admin. Password is also MSF admin. And we have logged in successfully. Okay, which means these are the right username and password. Is it clear?
Yeah, that's fine.
Then we have other like web application tools, like we can perform the web infrastructure, like we can collect information about what kind of technologies the website is using, what kind of services the website is using. So we can run this command simply. So it is for, we have already tried this command, which is T4 for increasing the number of threads, -A for the aggressive scan, and -V for the versions. Sorry, for the version scanning. So we have already tried this with the help of nmap. We can try again. We can use nmap -T4 for increasing the number of threads, -A for the aggressive scan, -V for the version scanning. And here we can mention the website URL. So this will collect the information about the website, like how many ports are open, what kind of services that website is using on that particular open port. So here we are scanning the website. So this will take around few seconds. In the meantime, we can move to another tool. We have just performed the web application reconnaissance. It is like what kind of technologies the website is using. So in that case, we can use WhatWeb. WhatWeb is mainly for scanning the technologies, the languages the website is using. So we can simply search here WhatWeb and -V for the verbose, and then your target URI.
Yeah.
V means verbose. Verbose will give the extra information about your scan. Like it will provide you detailed information about your scan. So here you can see that Genentech is using HTML5 as a technology, HTTP server, which is Lightspeed, and the Genentech is using Lightspeed. And here you can see the detailed version. And we have this detailed result because of this -V. Okay, it is telling what is HTML, what is Lightspeed, and so on. And then here, the website that the Genentech is hosted on the hostinger. It is like the country where the server is located, the IP address of the Genentech website, and this is the PHP version the website is using. So we have the exact version. Now we can also check out, we can also find the exploit of this PHP version. If the
Yeah.
PHP version is vulnerable, we can hack the Genentech website. Okay. Then we have other information like with the PHP version. Let's speed PHP and this redirection location, which is the main URL of the website. And more else, the website is hosted on the WordPress. So we have also the website is hosted. It is like made with WordPress, not with the actual coding. And then these are some titles of the Genentech website. Status is 200, which is website is working fine. It is powered by Google. It is also using JavaScript as a script. And here you can also notice the WordPress version here, which is 6.3.4. So even we have the WordPress exact version. Now what we can do, we can find simply the exploit of this particular version. If the exploit is available, then we can simply hack the Genentech website as well. So I think the Genentech, it is using WordPress 6.3.4. So we can simply search here for the WordPress 6.3.4. 6.3 no 6. So we don't have the exploit for the 6.3.4, which means this particular service is not vulnerable. Okay, same as we can check for the PHP 7.2.34. And even you can see that it is using jQuery as 3.7.0. These are the information we can get with the web. It is like a detailed information. You can see it is also using Elementor 3.16.4 and so on. Okay, so with the help of web, we can collect what kind of technologies that particular company or that website is using. We can also use this extension, which is Webalizer extension. So this is also for Chrome, for Firefox, and for Brave. So we can add to Chrome, and with the help of this Webalizer, we can also check what kind of that technology the website is using. Okay, so you can see it is also telling me that the website is using WordPress, this version. It is for the database, it is using MySQL. For the analytics, it is using Google Analytics and Lead Feeder. For the page builder, it is using Elementor. It is a WordPress website. These are some other libraries. It is also using Google APIs for the font and so on. These are the plugins used by the Genentech website, and it is hosted on the Hostinger. And here you can see the web server information. So you can see we have a whole bunch of information here. So we can also use Webalizer for collecting the information. Okay. Then we have this perform web application spidering using Zap. So this we have already discussed, like how we can use OWASP Zap. Then we have this one, detection of the load balancers using various tools. Like we can check if any website is using load balancer or not. Load balancers are mainly for handling the lots of requests. Let's say if someone is applying DOS attack on your server, then you can install load balancer to check if that particular website is for handling the lots of requests. So we can protect server from taken down by the attacker. So by installing the load balancer. So we can check if any website is using the load balancers or not with the help of DIC and with the help of LBD, which is load balancer. So we can use any of this tool, and these are both pre-installed. So we can use LBD yahoo.com. Okay, you can check for any other website. Now here you can see the Yahoo website is using load balancer. And here you can see DNS load balancing found on these particular addresses. So these addresses all are protected with the load balancer, which means if you want to apply the attack on the yahoo.com server, like a DOS attack, then first you have to attack on the load balancer, then you can attack the server if you are applying the DOS attack. Because server is protected by a load balancer. Okay, and then we have the result of this website, of this scan, which is Nmap scan. Now here with the Nmap scan, we have found that on Genentech website, port number FTP is open, and this particular service is running. Port number HTTP is open, and light speed is using. And more else, Port number 443 is also open for the HTTPS. And here you can see the title, the WordPress version, and so on. And
Okay.
then even you can see here in the WordPress, in the Genentech website, we have this HTTP, we have this robots.txt. Robots.txt is a very confidential file. If I search here, robots.txt, then here you can see in the robots.txt, this file will tell you what kind of confidential web pages are there in that website. For example, you can see WP admin is there in the website, which means we can open the admin page of this Genentech
Mhm.
website, and then we can apply brute force attack or any attack to gain access in the WordPress website. Then this
Mhm.
entry is also this PHP file and this entry. So these are disallow. Disallow means maybe these are confidential. That is why these are disallow, right? And
Okay.
here we have
Yeah.
this again another disallow entry, which is web content uploads VP forums, WordPress forums. So again, this entry is also disallowed. So we can open these entries to check what kind of confidentiality they are hiding. For example,
Mhm.
here I can put here WP-admin. So now you can see this is the login page of the Genentech website. If you are able to brute force this one, then you can gain access inside Genentech website and you can do whatever you want. You can delete the entire website, you can delete pages, you can make changes and so on. That is why WordPress website are not secure enough. But again,
Mhm.
it is like a platform for creating a website, which we can. Okay, but again, it is not a secure platform. If you able to brute force this WP admin page, then you can hack the Genentech website easily. Okay, so this robots.txt will tell you about the entries which are confidential, which we can access. Okay, so this is
Okay.
like a confidential file. And then we have other information. Okay, like port number MySQL is also open, and this version is
Mhm.
running. So you
Yeah.
can also hack the database and so on. Okay,
Yeah.
so with the help of this particular scan, we have gained lots of information about Genentech website. Okay,
Okay.
yeah. Then we have identified the web server directories using various tools, which is Directory Buster or DI. So we have already used DIR or Directory Buster. Okay, so in place of DIR or Directory Buster, you can also use Go Buster. Okay, like you can use Go Buster, DIR for the directory
Mhm.
searching. This is a URL, and then you can check. You can put a word list. So we can also use this Go Buster, directory search, or directory buster or DIRV. So these are all four applications for scanning for the web directories. So this we have already discussed. Like here we can simply use DIRV and target website. Let's say in our case it is 723. So this will scan for how many web pages, directories are there inside your website.
Mhm.
Then we have this one, which is identifying the clickjacking vulnerability using clickjackpok. So clickjacking is mainly for scanning for if the website is vulnerable to clickjacking or not. So let me show
Okay.
you the URL first. So clickjackpok is available on GitHub on this URL. So we can visit the URL here. Now, what is clickjacking attack? So clickjacking, it is like a user interface attack. It is the front-end attack, or we can say client-side attack, where
Yeah.
it is a malicious technique for tricking a web's user into clicking on something different from what the user perceives they are clicking. For example, let's say
Oh.
you are downloading any movie for free.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
whenever you are downloading any movie, so they're like buttons for the advertisement. They will
Yeah.
provide you download. So when you click on
Mhm.
download, they will show some advertisement, some pop-up. So that is a
Mhm.
clickjacking attack. It is like
Yeah.
you are clicking on the download button, which it is showing, but that
Mhm.
button is showing something else. So that is a clickjacking attack. Even
Okay.
clickjacking is also, let's say we have this website, abc.com. Let's say Genentech website. Now we have this Genentech website. So we can create a clone of this entire Genentech website and we can create a clone of this Genentech. And in these buttons, for example, we have these home, these are the buttons. So in place of these buttons, we can put any advertisement or we can put any malicious script. or malicious malware. So we can put that. So that is also an example of clickjacking attack.
Okay.
Okay. So we can check if that website is vulnerable to clickjacking or not with the help of this application, which is this one. Okay. So how we can install it? So clickjack POC, it is also made up of Python. And this tool help you to automate finding the clickjacking vulnerability by just passing a file containing the list of targets. And once the target is found vulnerable, it will generate the exploit, which is proof of concept for each vulnerable targets. So if the website is vulnerable, this application will create a proof also that the website is vulnerable, so that you can also submit that vulnerability to your authorities. So it is a wonderful application. So we can simply clone, we can install it. Okay, so it is already exist. So we can move inside ClickJack POC. And then we have to install this requirements.txt file with the help of this command. We will install requirements.txt.
Okay.
Okay, then it is showing how to use it. So we can run Python 3, name of your file, -f, F for the files which contains your domains. In this file, we have domains, like list of all the domains which you want to check, which means here we have this domains.txt file. If I cat this domains, so I have this website. Inside this file, you can add multiple like URLs to check. So I want to check if this Gentech website is vulnerable to clickjacking or not. Okay, so we can simply run Python 3, clickjackpop-f and domains. If you want to add any other domain, you can modify this domains.txt file and you can add as many domains you want and click on enter. Now here you can see target Gentech is vulnerable. So target Gentech is vulnerable to clickjacking. Now how do you check it? So you can check by using this particular directory, this one. So if I type ls here, you can see this is the file. So I can run this file with the help of browser. So it is a HTML file. So what we can do, we can move inside clickjacking here, and we can run this file here, Gentech, which means we can check if this file, like it is a proof that Gentech is vulnerable.
Okay.
So we can double click and we can open it.
Mhm.
And here you can see website is vulnerable to clickjacking. So this will show you the interface of website only, the Gentech, which means any attacker can create the copy of that of the Gentech website and put the buttons. Okay, for example, you can see we have the interface of Gentech, which means we can put any other button in place of these buttons and apply the attack. Okay, so that is click checking. Like we have many other parts of click checking. If you want to check out in detail, then you can visit this particular website, FORTIMANAGER. Okay, and here we have the lab for the click checking. With this academy here, in the academy where this view all topics, and here you can see we have this click checking attack.
Mhm.
So you can study, if you want to study more about click checking, then you can visit this particular URL. Okay, for example, if you click on win, then in the background, it is asking for the pay. So maybe the website will show you any other like advertisement, or it will ask you to pay this amount and so on. Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
always be aware of these websites.
Mhm.
Okay, then how we can apply the brute force attack with the help of verb suit that we have already discussed. Then we have this
Okay.
identify the XSS vulnerability in the web application using pawn XSS. It is another application which is used for scanning if the website is vulnerable to XSS or not. So what is XSS? XSS is a like kind of high level attack where the attacker, it is like a client side attack where the attacker inject the malicious JavaScript into your website,
Okay.
so that
Mm-hmm.
your website may it can the attacker can steal the cookies of a website, the session tokens of a website, and other information.
Okay.
So it is like
Mm-hmm.
again a very high level attack. So we can check if the website is like vulnerable or not with the help of
Okay.
this application. Okay, so here we can simply the powerful XSS scanner. So again, it is made up of Python 3. So before
Yeah.
installing this particular XSS scanner, we have to install this VS soup, which is beautiful soup, and this request library. And then we can simply clone it. So we can copy here and we can clone it. Here we can clone it. Okay, then we can move inside this location. And then we have to install this requirements file because it is made up of Python. So we have to install this requirements file, okay, with the help of its Python 3-m requirements.txt. Okay, then after installing the requirements file, we can simply run it. So how to run? We can use Python 3, your file name, and then -u for the URL we want to check. So we can check this URL. It is the same URL, this one. So we can check if this website is vulnerable to the XSS or not.
Okay.
So it will find each and every column, each and every field, which is or the parameter which is vulnerable. Okay, for example, you can notice critical, which means these are the parameters vulnerable, which is PIC6 may be vulnerable to XSS. And this critical, it is like this parameter, like search for, go button, these are all vulnerable to XSS. And it is also providing the proof, like what kind of script you can run, like to generate the XSS. And even here, this field is also vulnerable to XSS. Artist field is also vulnerable to XSS and so on. So the and cat2 is also vulnerable. So these are the parameters which are vulnerable to the
Yeah.
XSS attack. XSS again is a very high level attack, and it is very important if you are scanning, if you are finding the bugs or vulnerabilities in the website. So if you want to go through the details of the XSS, so you can again check out here, which is cross-site scripting attack. So in the XSS, we have three types of three parts of XSS, which is reflected XSS, DOM XSS, and this one more, which is stored XSS.
Yeah.
Okay, so all three are very vulnerable, like very powerful. Okay, so here you can see with the help of this PWN XSS, we can find if that particular website is vulnerable or not. And here many parameters are vulnerable, not just one. Many parameters are vulnerable to XSS. Okay, so you can also run it for other websites to check if website is vulnerable or not. Okay, then how we can exploit a remote command execution that we have already discussed, and how we can exploit a file upload vulnerability that we have already discussed. Then we
Yeah.
have detect web application vulnerabilities using various web application tools like we have this end stalker. End stalker is mainly for scanning the website. It is same as Zap. So we can install it. It is available for Windows. So we can search for and stalker download. And we can install the free edition of this tool. And here we can click on this try free edition. It is again for scanning the website and finding the vulnerabilities in the website.
Mm-hmm.
So we can fill some details. So it is a zip file. So we can extract zip file. So we can right click and extract here. And then we can install this exe. Okay, and here we can run the uninstaller. So it will ask you to update these databases. So click on update. So this will take around few seconds. Okay, and here we can, now it is all installed. Yeah, it is all installed. So we can click on the start option. Now it will ask you for the web application URL you want to scan. So let's say I want to scan this particular URL. So I will copy the URL and here can paste it. Okay, and here it is asking for scan for both HTTP and HTTPS. And then here we can choose our policy, like what kind of scan you want to apply. Manual scan
Mhm.
or full access assessment, OWASP policy. So OWASP policy will like cover top 10 vulnerabilities. So I will select OWASP policy. Then, yeah, then here we can click on next.
Yeah.
So click on optimize. It will check if the website is working or not, some authentication, etc. So we can click on optimize. So this will take around few seconds more. And then we can click on next. And then we can click on start session and click on OK. So with the help of this free edition, we can only scan 500 pages of any website. If the website is big enough, then we have to purchase the premium version. Okay,
Mhm.
and here you can click on start the scan. So it will scan in 4 phases. First, it will spider. Spider, it is like it will collect all the web pages and then it will gather information about the website. Then it will run modules and then start the scanner.
Yeah.
So this is the dashboard. And here in the dashboard, you can see on which phrase it is in. The session timings here, the crawling URLs. So it has crawled 17 URLs and increasing. These are the default page size, like average page size here. Total number of requests sent, failed request, attack sent, 2 attack has been sent here, 404 error 6 and 302 redirection 4 here. And then we have
Mhm.
some other information. And here we can see the site sequence, like these are the all web pages with their code here. Okay. And then we have this allowed host and rejected host. So these are all rejected hosts. Like these are the out of scope websites. So we cannot scan out of scope websites. So that is why these are the rejected. Then we have some cookies, if any. So cookies will display here. These are the scripts which is used by the website. So website is using PHP, mainly PHP and JavaScript. Okay, so these are the scripts. And then we have this web forums. How many forums are there? So these are the forums. Okay, you can see search PHP, guest book PHP, user info PHP. These are the forums. And then we have this email. So this is the email found in the website. Broken pages. We have one broken pages here, which is privacy.php. Hidden fields. We have these are the hidden fields. So we can also apply the attack on the hidden fields. Like why the fields are hidden. Maybe they contain some vulnerability or they're important. So we can also apply the attack on the hidden fields. The information leakage, if any, will display here. And in the vulnerability session, you will see the vulnerabilities. So you can see these are the vulnerabilities, which is the server, the website is using old and Nginx version, unsupported PHP. So you can also expand here to check on which page the vulnerability has been found. Okay, and then it is saying that there's an XSS attack and web server will disclose platform details also like HTTP information, some confidential details. So these are the vulnerabilities you will found here. Okay, so here you can see the mid-level, like many vulnerabilities are the medium level. Okay, like out of all, 11 vulnerabilities are medium, high are 2, and 3 are informative. And you can check out the details from this panel. Okay, you can expand like this. So these are the scans run by the website. These are the scan running. Like, for example, it is checking for the cookies, checking for the click checking, checking for the XSS, checking for the HTTP method, and so on. So this application is especially for the website only. It is again same as Zap or Nexus. Okay, even it is good for if you want to use in the real life scenario. Okay, like it is powerful than OWASP Zap. But the drawback is you can only scan first 500 pages of the website. Okay, now you can see these are all the vulnerabilities found in the website, which is you can see found across domain policy and unsupported PHP and HTTP solution and so on. So we have many vulnerabilities in this particular website.
Yep.
Okay, even here you can see we have the option of encode URI. We can also encode our attack to bypass the WAF security, which is we can also bypass. Let's say you are attacking any website and that website is protected by any firewall, which is the website is protected by any firewall. So now we cannot attack or we cannot straightly attack that particular website. So in that case, we can encode our target, our attacks, our scripts, our payloads, so that we can bypass the WAF or firewall security. So we can also automate that particular thing from this option here, which is encode URI. You can also do manually. Let's say you are attacking any website and you have found that website is protected via SQL injection. Sorry, website is vulnerable via SQL injection. So we can simply attack the website, that particular website, with the help of SQL payloads. Now let's say the payloads are blocked by any firewall. So we can bypass the firewall. Okay, we can do this manually or we can do this automatically with the help of this application. So it is like an advanced part. Okay. It is mainly for the web application penetration testing. If you are into the websites, like in the vulnerability management or vulnerability assessment phase. Is it clear this much?
Yeah, that much is okay.
Okay, and here you can see the scan has been completed. So these are the vulnerabilities found. Okay. So now we can close the session and we can exit from there.
Yep.
Even we can save the result in any file. So if you want, you can also save the result. So for now, I'm discarding and list. Okay. Now we can move to the mobile platforms. In the mobile platform, we have seen already the main part, which is like hacking the mobile platform, like Android hacking. Okay, which is like hack an Android device by creating a binary payloads using ParrotOS or Kali Linux. Like we can create payloads with the help of MSF Venom or MSF console, and we can share with the that Android device. Then we can
Yeah.
also harvest users' credentials using social engineering toolkit with the help of like we can use SAT toolkit or we can use Zfisher. Like we can create a fake web page, and instead of sharing that fake web page on the system, we can share it to some user, some
Mhm.
smartphone, like to any particular user, so that that user can open the link in his or her smartphone, and he or she will enter the credentials, and the credentials will deliver to your Kali limits. Okay, that we have already seen, like how we can use Zfisher, set, and how we can start the mobile hacking. Then we have
Mhm.
this launch a DOS attack on the target machine using low orbit ion cannon. So this particular LOIC tool is not available officially. Okay, now these all are attacks are of mobile platform. So let me show you. Okay, so basically this low bit ion cannon is not available on anywhere, like not on Play Store, not on App Store. Or if it is available on the internet, like the APK version, so that is also malicious. So don't
Yep.
install this LOIC in your main smartphone. Okay.
Mhm.
So now with the help of smartphone also, we can also apply the attack, like DOS attack. So
Yeah.
previously we were applying the DOS attack with the help of system, with the help of Kali. Same here, we can apply the attack with the help of Android. Okay, so
Mhm.
LOIC is not available, but you will get a APK, but that is also not secure. So you can simply install it. And here, this is the interface of LOIC, and it is only important for the examination. Here you can mention the IP address of a target machine, port number you want to attack on, okay, and then type of IP, like IPv4 or IPv6. So you can enter the details, okay, like port number 80 and how many packets, sorry, like how many threads you want to generate. So here 100 threads. Then here we have this IP address, target IP, and what kind of packet you want to share as a DOS attack, like UDP, HTTP, or TCP. So here I'm selecting TCP here and click on start. So here in the Wireshark, you can also like analyze. So these are all the attacks coming from the smartphone. So
Yep.
this is like another way of applying the DOS attack. But instead of applying the DOS attack with the help of any Android or iOS, apply the attack with the help of Kali Linux. That is more fruitful because applying the attack with the help of DOS attack will like it will not able to take down the server, or server will not crash with the help of simply a smartphone. Okay, so that is why it is not so much used, but again, it is a part of the examination. Okay, this LYC. And here you can see the number of packets sent are 12928, which is like these are the number of packets that the smartphone has sent.
Yep.
So it is like a kind of like a DOS attack you can apply. Okay. But if you find this LYC on the internet, don't install in your main machine, in your main smartphone. Okay, it will like hack your smartphone. Then we have this exploit the Android platform through ADV using Fonsploit. ADV is like Android debugger. It is like for example, you have this Android and you are connecting the Android with the USB cable with your system. Okay, and then you are enabling this ADV option on your Android. Okay, so let me show
Yep.
you this ADV option. This option you will get from the developers mode in your Android. Okay, like here we have this settings. Yeah. In the settings, you will open your developer options. And in the developer option, you will click on this USB debugging. So when you click on this, when you turn on this USB debugging, and when you connect that Android with your system, then only you can apply this attack. Otherwise, you cannot apply this attack. So this means, let's say you want to hack my device, my smartphone. For hacking my smartphone, first you need my smartphone. Second, you have to turn on this mode here. Okay, and then you can hack my smartphone. So it is like a very weird process because you are hacking someone's smartphone, and you want that smartphone physically. Then only you can hack
Okay.
it. Okay,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
after turning this mode on, you have to connect the smartphone with the system. Then only you can hack it.
Okay.
So this is like
Okay.
kind of a useless attack, but it is
Mm-hmm.
important for the examination. So we can do this whole process with the help of phone exploit. So if you want to
Mm-hmm.
try, what you can do, you can simply take your Android phone, okay, your Android, because your target will not going to give their Android phone. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so you
Yeah.
will take your Android phone, if any, and if you are using iOS, then this will not work in the iOS. So you can
Okay.
click on the developer option and turn on this mode here first. Then take your
Mm-hmm.
charging cable, connect your Android with your system. After this one, you have to
Okay.
install, and before connecting, you have to install this phone exploit from this URL. Here,
Okay.
you
Mm-hmm.
can visit this URL. Okay, you have to now what kind of features you can use with the phone exploit. You can you can take a screenshot of the victim phone. You can record the screen, you can uninstall any app, you can turn the victim device off. These are the options you can do. You can show the MAC address, turn the Wi-Fi on off, get back battery status, and so on. So you have to install this application first. So for installing, follow this process. This is for the Windows, so you can just copy this. Okay, this is for the Linux actually. And here you can paste git clone. And here you get CD inside phone exploit. Okay, then you can install Colorama. Colorama is like a Python library you have to install. So pip install Colorama. And here, then you have to run this particular phone exploit.py. Okay, and even you have to install this ADV in your Linux operating system. In the Windows, it is pre-installed, but in the Linux, you have to install the ADV, which is apt install ADV. And rest, all the commands are same. Okay, so you have to run Python fontsquare.py, like this one. Okay, now what it will do? So when you run this Python 3 fonexplorer.py, it will scan for the devices. So when you turn on this debug mode in your system, and when you connect your Android with your system with the help of charging cable, you will get this particular option, which is this one. It will look for the devices. Okay, it will say that connected to this device. So it will first scan like how many devices are connected. So once it will connect it to the device, it will say connected to device this one. Okay, so it will look for the devices. After connected, we have these options. Like we have these
Mm-hmm.
options, we can show the connected devices, we can disconnect devices, we can connect a new phone. We can also access the shell on a phone. Now Android is totally based on the Linux operating system. Okay, so if you want to hack Android, and if you manage to hack any Android, you can run the Linux commands on the Android phone, because Linux is totally the architecture of the of the Android is based on Linux only. So
Yeah. Yeah.
you can install any APK on a phone, you can record the screenshot a picture, and so on. So you can do these operations. So if I type 4 here, 4 is like taking the shell, and here you can see we have successfully gained shell here, like here.
Mm-hmm.
Now we can apply any command here and we can get information about Android phone. For example, we have typed pwd, these are the location, and ls, these are the files and directories inside Android phone. Okay, and then we have typed here ls and move inside another location, like I am moving inside XT card, ls here, and so on. So we can run Linux commands on the Windows, sorry, on the smartphone. Then we have typed 7. 7 for taking the screenshot. Here you can see where you want to save the screenshot. So this is the location I want to save it on desktop, and then here I have taken the screenshot. Okay, and this is the screenshot. So we can do
Yeah.
multiple operations with the help of phone exploit. But the thing is, first you need an Android device, and it would be keep on connected. You cannot disconnect. Once you disconnect, you cannot run any command. So that phone should be connected until you done on all your operations. And secondly,
Yeah.
this mode will be unable. Okay, otherwise you cannot hack that particular Android. Then here I'm opening the calculator here, and when you open the calculator, like you can type anything on the Android phone. Okay, you can check out any files, you can move anywhere, like you can do any number of operation once you gain access. You can check
Yeah.
out processes, you can run any command and so on. So again, it is same as gaining a shell of a server of any Linux machine. Okay, but it is like kind of you cannot apply in the real life scenario, because first you need a target Android, and then you have to connect, and then you have to like apply that tag. So that is a very lengthy process. But
Yeah.
this is a process that always work. Sometimes, let's say you are creating any malware with the help of APK. Sometimes your APK may not work, but this process using exploit, this will always work. So that is why it is another powerful attack we can say. But again, it is not kind of possible, right? We cannot fool our target to give up to give the Android or open the debug mode, etc. So we cannot do that. Okay, but it is powerful. We can apply in the real life scenario if you have the target Android. Okay. Then we can also hack any Android device by creating a APK using Android. So Android is same as Metasploit. In the Metasploit, we have created the malware and then shared the Android. Same in the Android, we can create malware and share it with the Android. Okay, same process. The difference is that we are using different tool here, Android, and previously we have used MSF console or Metasploit. So it is same. So we can first install the Android. You can see we can perform these operation in the phone exploit.
Yeah.
So we can exit from here and we can install this Android from this particular URL. So we have this installation process. Then we can git clone and we can apply here and we can cd. Okay. And here I think it is made up of Python. So we have to install this requirements file. Okay. And then we can simply run it. So what is the purpose of this Android? It will hack the Android, gain you the full persistent backdoor, app start automatically on boot up. It can record the audio, video, take picture from both cameras, camera and back camera. It can also browse the call logs and SMS logs, get the current location, SIM card, IP address, MAC address of the device. These are the features of the Android. Okay, so it is same as the Metasploit. So we can use simply Python 3 android.py.
Okay.
Okay, after running this command, you will see this particular interface, which is this one. First, we have to create the malware. Okay, like in the Metasploit, we have created a malware. So first, we have to create a malware. Then after creating a malware, then we have to share it the malware, and then we can get the shell. So for creating a malware, we can use this command, which is Python 3 android -build I for your IP address. This is a Linux IP, your attacker IP address. Port number, because here we are connecting, we are creating a reverse connection. So this is a MAC address, sorry, your system IP, the port number, and then name of your file. So here I'm putting a name as securityupdate.apk as a name. Okay, and here you can see it will also automatically sign the APK. So that is another benefit of using Android. Then we can open the Apache server and we can transfer the Android, that particular file, on the Android form. And before that, we can open a listener. And for opening a listener, we can use this command, which is Android shell. We want a shell of this particular information. Okay, you can use 00 as the IP here, and then port number would be 4444. the same port number which we have used here. Okay. And then it will wait for the connection, and you can open the Android. From the browser, we can download that APK file. We can install it. After installing, it will gain you the access. Okay, now you can see, hello there, welcome to the reverse shell of a virtual machine, which means we are inside the Android phone. And again here we can use, like, do any number of operation. Like here we can type help, we can check out device information, camera list, we can take picture, we can start video, stop video, start the audio, and so on. Get call logs, get SMS, get shell, and so on. So we can again do any number of operation here. We can check out the device information. So this is the information of the Android phone. We can get the SMS box, like all those like SMS inside the inbox will save in your Linux machine, in the Kali Linux. Then we can exit. Okay. So we can do again any number of operation here. It is also, now this Android is again not so much powerful, which means if you create a malware with the help of Android, you have to transfer that malware in the Android. And when you install that malware, the security of the Android will block your malware. Same as Metasploit. So again, it is not a powerful way of creating a malware. So what you can do, you can create your own malware either, or you can hide this malware inside any file. Okay, if you want to apply this attack in the real life scenario. Okay, but if you use this one in the latest Android, so this will not work. Okay, because of the security of the Android. Okay, then we have this secure the Android devices using various Android security tools. We can also secure the Android devices with the help of this application, which is APK-tool here. It is a website. Okay, we can visit, and here we can especially scan the website, sorry, the APK file. Okay, here you can scan any APK. You can drop the APK of your choice you want to scan, and then you can drop the APK from the files. Okay, you can select any APK, if any, in your machine, and then you can check. You can check out the entire details of the APK, like how this APK is built, what is the version number, okay, what kind of permission that particular APK is asking for, like internet, your camera, your SMS, your photos, etc. And then the code of that particular APK. Okay, so you can also use this application to check if your APK is malicious or not. Then if you want to secure your Android phone, then we can also use Malwarebytes. Malwarebytes is a kind of antivirus for your Android, which you can install using Play Store. Okay, you can click on the Play Store and you can install this Malwarebytes. This is not free, but you can use for some 15 days, and this will scan your device for the malwares. Okay, you can give the permission and you can allow it, and then it will scan for the malware. You can try for 30 days. Okay, and here you can see critical issue found. If there's any malware in your Android, so it will find the malware as well. So you can see 2 malware found. And these are the malwares, which is Trojan and this particular application LYC. These are the malware. So this application is also like good enough to secure your Android. But again, we have the Play Store security in the Android security also. So they are enough for protecting the Android. Okay. So you can also rely on those particular antiviruses. Otherwise, if you want any external antivirus, then Malwarebytes are like it is enough for securing your Android from any malware. Okay, is it clear this much?
Yeah, that is much great.
Okay, then we have this IoT. So IoT, like the devices, we have 2 types of devices in the domain of IoT, which is we have this IoT device, which we can say Internet of Things. And then second, we have this OT devices, which is known as operational technology.
Yeah.
So IoT devices are the devices like the home appliances which are connected with the internet. For example, your fan, your AC, your washing machine. So these are the devices which have the specific purpose, but they are all connected with the internet. Means they all have the IP address and they are connected with the internet, and you can control those devices. Not only
Okay.
home appliances, the office appliances as well. So those are like IoT devices. Then we have IoT devices, which is operational technology. These are the devices which are also connected with the internet, have the IP address, but the difference is they are mainly used in the industries. Okay, for example, let's say we have this water alarm. Okay, alarm is like, let's say, there's a fire alarm, alarm. They are connected with the phone or with your system, and they have the IP address. So you can control the like these devices in your manufacturing firm or in your industries. So those are known as OT devices. The main difference is IoT mainly used in the offices or home appliances, and OT mainly used in the industries. Okay,
Yeah.
basically we have the whole entire domain for the IoT and OT security, because IoT is also very like they're evolving in a fast pace, same as the OT devices. So we have a specific domain for the IoT and OT security. Okay, so if you're interested in the IoT or OT security, then you can also check out that particular path. But here in the CEH, we have some introduction of OT or IoT, which is we can perform the footprinting using various footprinting technique like who is domain lookup or Shodan we can use, or we can use Google Docs. So these are like some application, these some methods which we can use for to collect the information about IoT devices. Okay, for
Yeah.
example, let me open the one second. Yeah, here we have this IoT device. Okay, like we can perform the who is domain lookup for the IoT devices to gain information about that particular device. So either we can mention the IP address here or the organization name here or that device name here. Okay, like the
Yeah.
device URL. So this will like show you the details of that particular IoT. Okay, like if that IoT is hosted, like that particular, let's say that technology or multiple IoT devices are hosted on any specific server, then we can collect the information of those particular devices. Okay, like the status, the name server, registered, and again other information. It is same like who is lookup. We can also use Google Hacking Database for finding some OT devices. So we have this organization, SCADA. SCADA is like the main, we can say the organization behind the OT devices. Many OT devices are from the SCADA. So you can find the login pages of SCADA to to find the OT devices. So you can search for SCADA and you will get these devices. Like we are using this Google Doc, which is login in title is SCADA login. So here you
Yeah.
will get the login pages. Like for example, we can search for GHDV, and here we can search for the SCADA. Okay, here we have this same doc here. We can search for the login pages. Okay, now here you can see this is login for the wind solar. This is the online SCADA. So we can open these login pages. Now here you can apply the brute force attack and you can access those solar devices with the help of this particular website. Okay, it is
Okay.
like hacking the control panel of any OT or IoT devices. Like here you can log in, you can bypass, you can use any SQL bypassing mechanism, or you can apply a brute force attack and you can gain access. And then from this particular website, you can control the IoT devices or OT devices which are connected with that particular web page or the server. Okay, so that is why they are like IoT and OT devices are very vulnerable because they are like it is like a evolving technology. So that is why we have the field for a specific path for the IoT or OT security. Okay, like for example, we have this login page for the online SCADA. We have this for the My Curo. This is for another organization. So these are all the OT devices web pages. So we can control the devices with the help of these by bypassing the security mechanism here. Again, this is for the solar panels. So this windmills.
Mhm.
So we can simply like bypass this page and we can control those OT or IoT devices. Okay.
Yeah.
And then after that, we can also use Shodan for collecting the information of the OT or IoT device. We can log in the Shodan. Now we have the specific port for the OT or IoT devices, which is 1883. So this is like you can think of a reserve port for mainly for the IoT or OT devices. Port number 1883. And here you will find the OT or IoT devices nearby you. Okay. If you are enabling a location, then it will find the OT or IoT devices nearby you. Or you can also like select any specific location where you want to find, like in the US,
Yeah.
Canada, or China, etc. Okay, and you will get the information like the domain name, domain information, and the kind of OT device, etc. Okay, like other information. We have like the large field for the OT or IoT devices. Like you can think of if you can hack any OT or IoT, then you can control that particular device. You can control the OT device, like for example, you can control the fire alarm, water
Yeah.
alarm, and so on. So it is like a very risky thing. If any attacker is
Mhm.
hacking the IoT or OT, that is like quite risky. So that is
Yeah.
why we have the path for the OT or IoT is kept. Okay.
Yeah.
Then after that, we have this cloud computing. So again, computing is also quite popular. In the cloud computing, like for example, we have this Google Clouds, we have Amazon, and like we have this Microsoft. These are all providing the cloud services. So cloud computing, we can say, or we can say cloud security. Again, we have a reserved path for these particular like domain, like cloud security. So, and again, it is very popular. And we have many cloud services like we have this platform as a service, infrastructure as a service, storage as a service, and so on.
Yeah.
So, in the CEH, we have a quiet introduction like of cloud computing, which is like we can perform the S3 bucket animation using various S3 bucket animation tools. Like we can check out if this particular website is using cloud service or not with
Mhm.
the help of this application, which is Lazy3. Okay, so
Yeah.
this tool we have to install in the Windows, sorry, in the Linux. So it is a Ruby script. It is made up of Ruby to brute force for AWS S3 buckets. Now, what is this S3 buckets? The AWS is providing storage as a service. So if you're storing anything, then you will get a unique bucket, and that bucket is known as S3 buckets. So let's say you are storing the PDF or any kind of data in the AWS environment, like in the storage as a service. Then while storing anything, you will get a unique bucket, and that bucket is known as S3 bucket. Okay, like a bucket where you are storing your data. That is S3 buckets. So we can check if that particular company is using the S3 buckets or not with the help of Lazy3. So we can simply copy. We can first we have to install it. So we can click on code and click on copy this URL. And here we can install it. We can use git clone. We can move inside Lazy3 ls here, and we can run this Lazy3 script here with the help of this command like Ruby, Lazy3, and company name. Here, let's say we can use company as a HackerOne. We want to check if that HackerOne company is using S3 bucket or not, like AWS as a service or not. And here you can see found bucket. So HackerOne is using buckets. Like HackerOne is using bucket, and the bucket names are these. These are the bucket names: admin dev, admin development, admin stage, admin S3, admin staging, prod, production, test. These are the buckets used by the HackerOne. Same as you can mention the company name or the website name to check if that particular company or website is using S3 bucket or not. Apart from this Lazy3, we can also use this one, S3 scanner. Okay, so we can copy the URL. So it is again for checking if to find open buckets and dump their contents. So if there's any file, any contents inside the bucket, then we can dump it. So it is for finding the buckets. So here we can again check out the installation process. Okay, so it is, we can simply copy the URL, which is git clone. And here we can type git clone and then URL. So we can move inside S3 bucket. I think it is made up of Python, I guess. Yeah, it is made up of Python. So we can install the requirements file, which is pip install requirements.txt. So here we can copy this one and we can paste here. And then here we can also run Python, this one, py. Okay. So this will ask you to enter the target. Okay, so here we can use py. And here, so basically we have to enter the sites, which is, we have the sites.txt page. It is a file. So we can get sites.txt. So these are the these are the URLs I want to check if they are using the S3 buckets or not. So you can mention your URL you want to check in this file. You can modify this file and then you can use it. Right here we can use sites.txt. So this S3 bucket, S3 scanner will scan all these URLs. And here you can see the flaws cloud. It is using S3 buckets, which is found. And this Lifehacker is using S3 buckets, which is found. Reddit is also using S3 bucket. It is like a biggest forum. So it is also using S3 bucket for storing its content. Even Stack Overflow is also using S3 bucket. So this website is, this scanner is mainly for like checking if that particular like sites are using S3 buckets or not. Then we have another extension, which is Firefox extension, which is S3 bucket list, which is no longer available because of the security reason, and it is also outdated, like not available. So let me show you the interface of that. This was the interface, but it is like no longer available. Okay, so we can add to Firefox, and this will tell you that particular website is using S3 bucket or not. So we can also use the extension, but again, it is not available, so we can skip it. Okay, but it may be asked in the examination, so you can simply add your extension and you can also check out if that particular website is using any bucket or not. Okay, then next we have how we can exploit the S3 bucket. Till here, we are just checking that the website is using the bucket or not. Now, how we can hack the S3 bucket or how we can hack the Amazon AWS S3 buckets. So we will use AWS CLI, this application for hacking the S3 bucket. So what we will do, we have to create an account on the AWS. Okay. So this is the interface of the S3 bucket. Okay, you can see here, we have the name of the bucket, which is certified hacker s13.amazonaws.com. This is the name of the bucket, and these are the bucket list. Like these are the items. Like this is the first item, which is pre-publication PDF. Okay, and then we have this pre-white paper PDF. So inside a bucket, I have stored two PDF, which is pre-publication and pre-white paper. So, and with each and every document or data, you will get a key, and key is like a name of your file and the data itself. Okay, so this is like the structure of the S3 bucket. So we will going to hack the bucket. Now hacking the bucket means we can modify the data, we can read contents of the buckets, we can delete contents of the bucket. That is the meaning of hacking the bucket. Like we can add data in the bucket, we can remove data from the bucket, and we can modify the bucket itself, or we can read the contents of the bucket. Okay, that is like hacking means. or hacking a bucket means. So how we can do? We have to install this application, which is like this library, which is pip3 install AWS CLI. After installing, we have to configure the AWS. Now for configuration, what we have to do? We have to create an account on the AWS. So you can create a user account, a root user account. You can enter your mail ID and then you can mention your password. So you have to mention, I think you have to put your credit card. It will like this Amazon AWS, they will like charge you $1 for the verification only, and they will return your money in 24 hours. Okay. After this one, you have to click on the security credentials, and here you will get a access key. You have to click on the access key and you will get two access key. First, you can create an access key and then you will get two access key, which is access key ID and secret access key. Now you need to access these keys. Let's say you want to hack my buckets, like my AWS S3 buckets. So you need my access key. Now again, it is like kind of impossible task because you want the target access key to hack their own bucket, right? So here you need access key and secret access key. You can copy these keys and then you have to configure. For configuration, you will type AWS configure. You have to mention the AWS access key, then the secret access key. And then once you configure, then you can access the target AWS account, like their buckets. You can type your AWS S3 LS for listing and name of their buckets. So this is the name of the bucket. Okay, like here you can see you will find name from here, which is S3 certified hacker1. This is the name of my bucket. Okay. So you will check out while typing ls, you will see we have two PDF in the bucket, which is pre-publication and pre-white paper. The same you will find here, pre-publication, pre-white paper. Then what kind of operation we can do? We can modify simply. We can, let's say I'm creating a file here with the help of echo. After that, you can push this file or move this file in the bucket, which is you can use AWS S3 and for move your file name in the bucket. Okay. And here you can notice we have this bucket. Inside this one, we have the file here. Inside the bucket, we have the file, which is hack.txt. Even you can also put the malicious script inside the bucket. And for removing also, you can also remove by putting rm for remove, and you can remove any data. So hacking the bucket means we can move any data, we can remove any data, we can modify the bucket, we can read any contents of the bucket, and so on. So that is like the hacking the bucket needs. Okay, so for hacking the target bucket, we need the access key of the target. So you can perform the social engineering to get the access key of the target, and then you can hack their bucket. Okay, is it clear this much? Any questions with any specific module?
Sorry, I was on mute. No, that's fine.
Okay. Now we can move to this module, which is evading IDS, firewalls, and honeypots. Like how we can bypass the firewalls,
Yeah.
or like how we can make our malware less suspicious with the help of Metasploit. First, how we can bypass the firewall, like how we can scan with the help of Nmap to bypass the security. That we have already discussed in the part 1 of CEH, like how we can run some Nmap scanning to bypass the firewall. That we have already discussed. Now we are just bypassing the antivirus using Metasploit templates.
Yeah.
So we can also use Metasploit templates to make our file, to make our that particular malware less suspicious with the help of Metasploit. For example, let's say we can create a malware here, a simple MSF Venom malware. Okay, now you can see this is a simple Windows malware we are creating, which is systemupdate.exe. Now I will upload this malware in the virus total to check how many security vendors are marking this file as malicious.
Yeah.
So what I will do, I will first open virus total here. Okay, now I will upload this malware, which is system_update.exe in the VirusTotal. So here I will select choose file, and here this system update.exe. Okay, we have this malware, which is where it is. Yeah, here. And I will upload this one VirusTotal.
Yeah.
So I will check if like how many vendors are identifying this file as malware. Have you installed that Mr. Robot over file? Have you tried it?
What happened to me is that I tried using Chrome and Edge, but it was getting blocked by my virus scanner. I tried a few things, but I could not download it.
Okay. See, no issue. Don't download it now. Okay. What you can do, you can open the try hack me. Okay, you have to create your account here. It is free to use. And
Okay.
here you can search for the Mr. Robot. So the Mr. Robot is also available here. If I
Okay.
search for you search here
Yeah.
Mr. Robot. So it is also available here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, here. So what you can do, you can
Mm-hmm.
don't install that file, that Mr. Robot file. You can download, you can configure. Okay, you can download the configuration file, connect your try hack me with your VMware, with your virtual machine, and then try to hack the machine. So here you have to find keys here. It is exactly same as the Valhub machine. The difference is you don't need to download the OVA machine, that OVA file. So you can use this platform as well. Okay, so don't download if it is showing it is malicious or not. Okay, just
Okay.
don't, just if it is downloaded, remove it, and then you can try
Okay.
the Mr. Road here in this platform.
Okay.
Okay,
Try
you can
it.
log in here. You have to visit your account. In the account here,
Mm.
you will get the key. Okay, you can go to the access page. In the access page, you have to download your configuration file. Once you download
Okay.
it, this is you have to perform in the Kali Linux. Once you download it,
Mm-hmm.
you have to use sudo open VPN and name of your file which you have downloaded. So this will connect
Okay.
your Kali machine with the try me. And
Yeah.
then after connecting your try hacking with the Kali machine, you can click on start the machine. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
after starting, you can try this machine here. Okay,
Yeah.
so it is like a free machine here. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so you have to find 3 flags. So you can try in this week. In the next session, we will solve this machine. Okay.
Okay.
So now here you can notice 56 vendors mark this file as malicious out of 71. So how we can make our file less suspicious so that it can bypass some malware, sorry, some vendors.
Yeah.
So what we can do, we can modify the template of the Metasploit. So we can first move in this location, which is user. We have to visit this location, which is user, share, Metasploit framework, data, templates, source, PE. First, we have to move in this location. And then here, we have to move inside exe and then ls. We have this
Mm-hmm.
template, which is template.c. We have to modify this file. So what we can do, we can type here nano and name of a file, which is template.c. And here we have to press. Now here you can see we have the sizes 4000 here. If you open this file in your system, you will get the size of 4 that is 4096. So if you
Okay.
open, you will get the size of 4096. So from 4096, convert it to 4000. So here we are reducing the actual size of the template. Okay, and then you have to press here Control O. Yeah, Control O you have to press for saving your file.
Okay.
Click on Enter. and then Control X for exiting from the nano. So now if you get here the templates file, you will notice the size has been modified to 4096 to 4000. Okay, now what we can do, we have to compile this file because it is a C file. So compilation is must. So we have to compile. So we can run this command, which is compilation command. So this is my compiler GCC. It is also pre-installed. Name of your file, and we are compiling this one. And this is the output file. So enter. So this is for compiling your file.
Yep.
Okay, so after compiling, yeah. So after compilation, you can create your malware again. Now we will going to create a malware with the help of this exe file. So we can use here MSF Venom, the same command, and here we can simply use after code number we can use here -x, and then we can put name of my file, which is evasion.exe. And then everything will be same. Okay, so here I'm just mentioning one more parameter, which is -x, which means I want to create a malware with the help of this particular script, not the previous script. In the previous script, we have this 4096 size, but in the current script, we have the size of 4000. So if I click on enter, so this will create a this system update.exe as a malware with the help of this script. And when you try to upload your new malware in the virus total, the many vendors will not identify your file as malware. So this is like a one technique of bypassing the malware. Okay, now you can see where malware has been created here, which is system update. We can simply move this malware, which is can move this system update to the home Kali desktop. Okay, now we can simply open the virus total, try to upload it again on desktop to here. So this is my new modify file. Now you can notice previously 56 vendors are marking this file as malicious. Now 42 vendors are marking. Means with a minor change, we have bypassed some of the antiviruses, some of the vendors. So it is like a one technique of bypassing the antivirus. You can use any other technique like encode your malware one time or two time, and then try to upload. So this will like help you to bypass the security. And if you able to bypass the security of the Windows or Android, then you can simply share the malware with any user without any flaw. No security will mark your file as malware. Okay. So this is like one technique for bypassing the malware. Is it clear?
Yeah, that one is clear.
Then another technique for bypassing the Windows security is using bits admin. So bits admin is like another kind of a mechanism from which we can download malware from Linux to Windows, and it is pre-installed, and no firewall will block the malware. So here we can use PowerShell and open your PowerShell as administrator. Or you can also open this casually. Okay, now here we can move into any other location. Let's say we can move to the users. We can move on desktop. Okay, now we can use bits admin. So bits admin is pre-installed. We can use simply bits admin. And here we can use transfer. Now name of the malware you want to transfer. So in my case, it is system underscore update dot exe. The name of that malware. Okay, then here you have to mention the URL from where you want to download, which is IP address of the Linux machine. So we can find ifconfig file. So here we can mention, okay, IP address, then location from where you want to download. The location is from the home, Kali, desktop. The malware name is system underscore update dot exe. And where you want to transfer the malware, which you can put the location. Okay. And then, yeah, here we can put the location, let's say exe space. We can put this location only, which is users. Okay, this location and enter. So we have this error. Sometimes it will throw the error. We can invalidate argument. Okay, we can specify the location if it is asking for. Unable to add file. So we have this error, which is system. Let me check the file. System update.exe. File name is also correct. Maybe we have to start the server. So let me start here. Apache to start. Now we can try. Again, it is not working. So what we can do, we can try the same command on CMD. We can copy unable to file. Transfer. Right. Maybe there's a problem. I will check it out and then I will tell you tomorrow. Like I will like ping you on WhatsApp. Okay, maybe there's
Okay.
some error with the command which admin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will share the command. Okay.
Yeah.
So is it clear this much?
Yeah. This one is clear to me.
Okay. So the last lab we have this one, which is set up the honeypot inside your system.
Okay.
So now what is honeypot? Honeypot is like a trap for the attacker. Let's say there's a server and you know that anyhow that the server is sorry, the attacker is going to attack at 6 p.m. in that particular server. So now if you want to
Okay.
trap the attacker, like you want to record the steps of the attacker, like what kind of data the attacker steal or what kind of activity the attacker will perform in my server after gaining access. So you can perform the entire this stuff with the help of honeypot. So honeypot
Okay.
is mainly for recording the steps or trapping the attacker. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so we have like again we have the large honeypots. We have the physical honeypots we can set up in the company, or we have some software level honeypots which we can use. Okay, so
Yeah.
again, software level honeypots are more uh you know like beneficial than that hardware level honeypot, because in the hardware level honeypot you need the server, you need the resources, but for the software level you can create a Python script or any other script, or you can use any other tool to trap the attacker. So we have the lab
Okay.
here, which is honeypot setup using Pentbox. Pentbox is a tool. Okay, so we can search for Pentbox GitHub. It is like a introduction or giving the idea of a honeypot. So what we can do, we have to install this application. So we can git clone and we can clear the screen. We can move inside. Okay, yeah. Then we can move inside Pentbox. Okay, and then here we have to run this command. It is a zip file, so we have to unzip. We can simply unzip this file and then we can move inside again Pentbox, which is cd Pentbox. And here we can run dot pentbox.rb. It is again made up of Ruby. So it is asking for what kind of operation we want to perform. So we can select here second option, which is network tools. And here we have this third option of honeypot. So we can click 3 here for the honeypot. So it is asking for you want to create a manual configuration or a fast auto configuration. In the fast auto configuration, it will auto select the port number, but in the manual configuration, it will ask you for the port number. So here you can select the second option. Now it is asking for what port to open. Let's say 1234 in my case. Now here you can also insert any false message. Let's say you are text. Enter. You want to save a log, so you can also save the logs. So right now I don't want. You can also activate a beep sound. Let's say if someone enter into your trap, so you can also activate a beep sound. So I will press no for it also. Now you can see honeypot is activated on this particular server, means on your Kali Linux. So if someone tried to open the IP address of the Kali Linux or try to scan the Kali Linux or do any number of operation with the help of Kali Linux IP address with port number 1234, then this honeypot will tell you. Okay, for example, let's say in my Windows, I will open the IP address of Kali machine
Mm-hmm.
on port number 1234. Okay, so this will keep on loading, but here you can notice we have tab that user, which is intrusion attempt detected from this IP. So this is my Windows IP, and this is my source port, Windows port, and this is the time I have accessed the IP address of the Kali machine, and this is the browser information. Like this is the HTTP information, this is the Windows information, what kind of browser and other headers information. So this Pentbox is a very low level application. It is like a idea of the honeypot. We have many advanced honeypots. So it depends on the scenario, what kind of honeypot you want to create for which device you want to create. So basically that depends. Okay. So with this honeypot, we can get an idea like how this honeypot works. So that is like the main concept of the CEH examination. CEH
Okay.
examination will provide you the idea about each and every path of the cyber security. like cloud security, IoT security, got this honeypot, or web security, mobile security, and so on. So it is like giving the idea about each and every path of the cybersecurity. And then you can choose your path as per your interest, and then you can deep dive into that path. Okay, that is like a whole motive of the CEH examination. Okay, so with this, we have find that someone with this IP address, with this port number, have accessed my IP address. If anyone try to scan my IP address, my Windows, my Linux IP, then this honeypot will tell me the information about that particular user. That is like a main benefit of having honeypot. So you can install this pend box in the machine where you want to establish a honeypot. Then you can activate for that particular system, and then if someone try to use your IP address or that system IP address, you will get a notification. Is it clear?
Yep, that much is clear.
Okay. Now rest we will continue in the next session. In the next session, we will it would be maybe the last session. Okay, in the next session, we will discuss the enumeration phrase, system hacking, wireless hacking, and we will solve the cube, that Mr. Robot machine. Okay, any questions?
No, so far it's clear.
Okay, and try to revise all the concepts. If you have any doubt, anything, then you can tell me. We will revise that particular concept again.
Okay, yeah, I do.
Thank you. Rest we will continue in the next session.
Okay then. Thank you.